What's going on, everybody? Welcome to GmiasWorld, and what we're going to be talking about today is the specific thing that's going to change the way that you view Madden 20 and what's going to make Madden 20 a lot different than what people are complaining about right now. And the number one thing is the way that their rating system is. All right, so look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to base it off of Ultimate Team right now. We're going to go through some of the things. I'm going to show you some of the cards and the way that the attributes are actually going to work, because some of you guys were still having questions about it. Like, all right, Gmia, you showed us the video where they're going to be reducing the number of 95 to 99s, the 92 to 95s. What is it? And then you had like the 85 to 89s. Like, they separated it and they made it so that now the drastic change in ratings is going to affect everything across the board. All right. So now, put it like this: you're looking at a whole bunch of 99s right now. All right. So when you look at the way that a 99 plays in Madden 19, it's not going to be the same way in Madden 20. A very, very good example of what I'm talking about is, for instance, Taysom Hill, right? This card he was like a player spotlight sleeper card, right? This is what happened. I got rid of Aaron Rodgers, which probably won't happen in 20. Like, if I get an Aaron Rodgers card early, more than likely I'm going to keep it. When you look at the numbers and the stuff that this card has, if they were to release this card later in the year, the way that they did with Madden 19, say like Madden 20, Aaron Rodgers has some of these attributes where you could look at it and he has like a 92 short accuracy, 98 deep throw accuracy, those type of numbers, right? He's going to play different than the way that Deshaun Watson is going to play with those numbers, like 92 to 86, like the very, very slipping minus like the 3 or 4 amount from a number is supposed to make a huge difference. Now, for those of you guys that played the beta, you probably already understand that. All right, some of you guys, like I said before, you weren't able to play the beta, so a lot of the things that I'm talking about right now, these are the questions that you're asking continuously in the comment section, which is what I'm supposed to be letting you guys understand. I told you guys, if you still had other issues about some of the cards, just let me know, and that's why I'm going through it again. So now when we look at the quarterbacks, right, because of the way that they wind up, everything is completely different. So if I'm going to go into the actual auction house right now, we're going to take a look at what's actually going on with it. When you take a look at the auction house, and right now we're going to go to quality, we're going to go to 99s, right? And then we're going to type in QB, and we're going to take a look at what the QBs are doing. And the reason that I'm starting off with the QBs is because it's going to be so important. It's not like it was. Like, if you look at this guy, he's 111,000. That's Michael Vick. If you guys can go back to Madden 25 right now, and you try to get Michael Vick for cheap, he's still very, very expensive. And it's a reason for that. Madden 25, he actually played like Michael Vick. He moved around like Michael Vick. It made sense with what he was doing as Michael Vick. Now, if you don't like left-handed quarterbacks, that, in my opinion, is not really going to change much for 20. You're still not going to like them, but they will be realistic to what they do. So you'll be able to enjoy Michael Vick's tendencies and what he does in the game. That's pretty much what the point is. So as you look at the way that this goes, right, this is what I can tell you. With the way that this guy is, like Taysom Hill is right-handed, Michael Vick is left-handed. A lot of the things that you're looking for when you pick players like this, you're looking for what? Speed. You want to have elusiveness in the pocket. You want to be able to get out and do a lot of different things within the realm of what your card is doing, right? Michael Vick might be the biggest glitch in 20 if they give him that escape factor. More than likely, I think he should have bazooka, but we don't know what they're going to do with his actual X factor. We have to wait to see what happens with that. But when you look at the stuff that he has, right? The deep throw accuracy, the medium throw accuracy, short throw. We don't know right now if there's going to be like a certain type of, threshold or whatever like that. We just know that every single attribute point counts. So when you look at it from that aspect, this guy right here, even though they're pretty much like the same type of card, they won't play the same. You see what I'm saying? Because like the way that they do it, when you have the drop off of certain things, you have to see that difference. So that's going to be one of the biggest things that happen. Also, like Taysom Hill, like if you look at his card, it's very, very glitchy. Like I think his spin move is like a 99 or whatever. Now, you see like how Michael Vick's is a 92, and then also the juke move is a 99 for Taysom, and then you look at Michael Vick, and then he has a 95. Now, that threshold, we can't really determine right now, okay, based on what they gave us and how they're going to be changing up for every single one. But this is what I can guarantee you, right? These dudes are, both of them being in the 90s for that spin move, they're probably going to have the same kind of glitchy spin move, glitchy juke move. Now with the stiff arm, for those of us that played the beta, we know when you ran out there with Gurley was doing a karate chop. I don't know if you guys ever seen Kung Fu Hustle. It was all kind of noises. Dudes were getting punched in the face. It was real stiff arm action, right? So because they were real stiff arms, Michael Vick at a 66, he's not going to get that animation, all right? The 84, Taysom will get it sometimes, but it won't be like something that's like, you know, like that's part of his DNA or whatever, but he'll be able to get that animation because he's up in like the 80s of that rating. That's the difference. If you play Madden 19, many of you guys right now, if you've played against Michael Vick or you've played as Michael Vick, you've probably stiff-armed somebody. And I'm guaranteeing it right now. Write it in the comments. I'm telling you right now, you've trucked somebody, you've done weird things that doesn't make any kind of sense. And it's simply because of the ratings. And that's the whole point of what I'm trying to make my point with. When you guys are asking me, why do I know that the game's gonna be different? How are you saying the game's gonna be better? When I used every single team that was available for the beta, it was 4 teams, like all the playoff teams, it was a completely different thing. And like, look, you see like how Dan Marino, all these cards are so cheap? Dan Marino in Madden 20, if he's in Madden 20, is gonna be a nightmare. Why is he going to be a nightmare? It's gonna be simply because if EA is on the right track of making the cards play the way that they're telling us they're gonna play, he should be able to dominate because his release should be faster than almost everybody else's. He should be more accurate. He should be able to pinpoint like he should be ridiculous. And you guys are gonna be able to see there's a reason why all of these cards, and it's not because of the rookie premiere coming out. When this guy was released, he was cheap. I made him for like 200 something and sold him. Like it was really, really bad and disgusting. But those things won't happen anymore. And I'm telling you, like when you look at the whole aspect of it, it's absolutely not going to happen anymore based on the way the players are going to play. Now, remember, some of you guys are still saying, Gmia, you got to remember, they're going to patch the game. And I understand that. But this is what we could look forward to, right? Ricky Williams remained the same, regardless of how they did whatever they did throughout 19. So they can possibly patch the game without it getting crazy with certain aspects of the actual players. And what I think they're going to do, I think that they've learned to not play around with the actual gameplay, but fine-tune what the actual players do. For instance, if you guys were looking at the feedback documents from the beta for Madden 20, most people were complaining about the pass rush and the wind-up, right? And then when you look at what some of the EA developers or what they were saying with MDD, they didn't really acknowledge that they're gonna actually change it, but they acknowledge that those things can be tuned. So they can make it so the windup is a little bit faster. They can make it so the pass rush is slower, which look, they gotta just leave that alone. In my opinion, let me know if you want that pass rush. Just write pass rush in the comments, because if they change the pass rush, I'm out, bro. Like, they can't do that. I think they're gonna leave everything the same with that. But as far as what they showed us, they can dabble with the tune-up of the way that they, you throw the ball. And I don't think that affects everything else within the game. I think what was going on with the previous patches, they were attacking certain parts of the gameplay, which made no sense. And I'm going to jump into that right now. When you look at cornerbacks, right? Because some of you guys don't understand what's going on because, for whatever reason, you guys are like, yeah, these players should be able to do this, should be able to do that. What I'm trying to explain, and a lot of my real, Madden dudes understand is, when you get past someone, it doesn't matter their stats anymore. Like Jalen Ramsey, he's a goon. Madden 20, you're not getting a price like this. Like, if the game stays the same way it is, this price is gonna be wild the entire time from when he's released. It doesn't matter. All this thing with the market crashes and all that stuff, because the ratings are gonna matter, the players are gonna stay at a certain threshold. But let me just point this out, right? He has a 99 press. So when you look at what he does compared to somebody else with a lower press, he's going to be able to keep his hands on that player a little bit longer. Now, for instance, this guy has an 87 press, right? So when you look at the way that this is formatted, if we fast forward to 20, which card is going to be better, Rod Woodson or Jalen Ramsey? It's going to be Jalen Ramsey, because this is a situation. They both got the base stock 97 speed, but that press is going to matter more. So because he's in the 90s with the press, and obviously like 99 completely, he's going to hold you at the line a lot longer realistically than Rod Woodson is going to. And I looked at this and watched this, as opposed to like, what was it? I think it was like Aqib Talib, and then we had, Marcus Peters, and I was looking at their attributes and seeing what they were doing, and they both played completely different. Now, once the player beats the press, it doesn't really, this is what I like about it, because when you look at players that are not faster than the corners in the league, and you try to figure out like, yo, how did that guy burn that guy that one time? Yo, what was going on? What's happening? Once your player is able to get off of that, with the amazing pass rush that they've added to 20, once they're able to get off the press and they're able to get that step, you no longer have the animations where the corner stays around you and you can't do anything. They fixed that, at least for the beta. Now, if they change that, I'm going to tell you guys day one that it's changed. If they went back and tried to put in warp and, you know, all the sliding into everybody, I'm going to let you guys know, because then that's going back away from what I told you guys previously. Once he gets out in front, he's gone. Jalen Ramsey, everything else that happens, like the speed catching up, it doesn't really matter. It becomes real football. That's the huge thing about the beta. Now, you guys might argue, yeah, but Deion Sanders could catch up or whatever like that. Yeah, that's true. But Deion Sanders didn't, like, if he was beat, which was rarely, you know, he had those little fights with Jerry Rice, who was way slower than him. If you guys go back, you know, certain people he struggled with, Randy Moss. When you look at certain things, right, this is the whole objective that you have to understand. Speed is speed. So just because somebody is really, really fast, that doesn't mean that if somebody has a 5-yard head start, they're just going to automatically gain to it. And those are the things that I want to, you know, to really point out when we look at the way that they're talking about these attributes and these changes, because this is huge, bro. Like, I'm really like excited about playing the game after playing the beta. Like, I'm low-key still mad that they took the beta away. They should have just left the beta there. Like, everybody, bro, it was a lot of people like hashtag extend the beta. Like, they wanted to keep playing it because everybody wants to do everything else except for play Madden 19. And it's a lot of reasons for that. But I'm just showing you the discrepancies inside of the actual cards, because they're both 99s, but one's value is going to be that much more in Madden 20. And I showed you the quarterbacks, why you're going to see the price is going to be different, because if you just want to dot down the field, Dan Marino is more of a field general like a Tom Brady. And they have a lot of different advantages to doing that. But Patrick Mahomes being able to move around in the pocket, escape artists, all that stuff, that's also a major advantage. So you're going to be geared up based on what you want to do, knowing that your player plays the way he's supposed to. And that's what's going to make Madden 20 so much better than 19. And that's the number one thing, in my opinion, that's going to make the game great, is the way that they actually make the ratings matter. I want to thank everybody for watching. Be sure to subscribe and share. Shout out to all my new members. If you guys want to join, click the join button or click it in the description box. Pretty much, you're going to go and get all of my emotes. You're going to be able to get, like, you know, insight into the game when I stream live on YouTube, and we're going to be able to chop it up, and you're going to be, you know, you're going to have a lot more insight. Also, additionally, the members this year are going to be getting exclusive videos and things like that other people can't see as well. We're going to be working on things like that. So I just want to thank everybody for the excitement of Madden 20. This is going to be your home, and I can't wait to have you guys. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. One love.